You look like you're probably a mother of like 7 with multiple dads, right?
No, I don't have any children.
You look and smell like it.
Are you financially responsible or are you a poor? Because if you are, there's a screaming thumb on YouTube who would love to yell at you about it. And his name is Caleb Hammer. Not to be mistaken for our Lord and Savior Caleb Huron. Caleb's a finance YouTuber with an ongoing series called Financial Audit, where he brings us in, dissects their finances, and then shames them for their lifestyle choices.
What the f are we even doing? Okay, here we go.
I don't think people really listen to brown folk that much out there.
What kind of brown are you?
Indian. But yes.
Which one?
With the dot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
What
it's
is she
like
on?
it's like
Oh, she's
fun
broken.
money. It's not like
You don't
in
have
the
fun
account.
money.
This
You don't
is-
have fun money. You don't have fun money. You're broke.
And sure, technically that is financial advice in the same way that being chased by a bear is technically cardio. Recently, D'Angelo Wallace made a live stream about Caleb's content called Caleb Hammers Everything Wrong with YouTube. And Caleb handled it with incredible grace and humility.
You're fucking retarded. People weird. No real criticism. Ah! Sit the fuck down. No contributor of anything in this entire world. Shut the fuck up.
I destroy people. I will destroy you.
Why do I have to make the show you want?
That psychological event lasted 4 hours. And he attempted to address all of D'Angelo's critiques. Just a cute little fun list of things. And for each accusation, he had several excuses, but there was one excuse he kept using every single time. According to Caleb, the real problem is that D'Angelo only watched clips of his content, and that if he had watched full episodes, then he would have understood the context. And it's true, you really do need the context to understand the nuance of screaming at a single mother. So to the detriment of my soul, I listened to Caleb's advice and watched full episodes, and did some more digging. And shocker,
Once you know someone's like a dreamer, do you like just let them drown?
the context made it worse. First off, let's talk about what financial audit actually is. And I need you to squint your eyes with me, because if you tilt your head just right,
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Take your sorry ass out of my gym!
it's the exact same show from 30 years ago. It's the same formula. Find someone with less power than you, yell at them on camera, and rake in the money. And really the only difference is that it's now being hosted by a guy who looks like an assistant manager at a lens crafters. Other than that, it's the same show. And here's the thing, Caleb already unironically calls himself the
Jerry Springer of finance.
which is like, what? Fucking loser. What he's either too stupid to realize or just doesn't care is that we already watched those shows. Every guest signed a consent form, most of them were excited to be there. Now there's an entire catalog of documentaries explaining how exploitative all of it was. Duh, Caleb. Because consent and guest enthusiasm doesn't just magically change power dynamics. And that matters here because one of Caleb's favorite defenses to any criticism is that
Every guest consented to be there.
and technically he's right, every guest signed a consent form. But once you see how the show works, that explanation kind of falls apart pretty quickly. Because as of
El 23 de agosto de 2025.
Caleb pays most of his guests a flat rate of $1,000 meant to cover travel expenses. And because of the show's premise, most of his guests are in serious financial distress, which means this isn't a conversation amongst two equals in front of a camera. It's someone with 3 million subs offering rent money in exchange for 2 hours of public humiliation. That's not neutral, that is leverage. But even if we were to put the issue power dynamics aside, there's still a problem. Because 2 past guests interviewed by YouTuber Scott Schaefer came forward to say that they did not consent to the thumbnails and they were very upset by how they were portrayed on the show. So the consent claim doesn't even cover it. Now, while Caleb seems to be an asshole to everyone on the show, women seem to get it worse. Because if you scroll through his thumbnails and titles, you'll notice pretty quickly that Caleb loves calling women bitches and brats. And not in a good way. According to Caleb, this isn't misogyny. It's just that thumbnails and titles that call women bitches and brats perform better than thumbnails and titles that call men things like cucks or incels. Which raises an obvious question. What kind of audience has those kinds of preferences? And Caleb's weirdness with women doesn't stop there. Another excuse he loves is that it's not sexism, it's just entertainment for the show. But by that logic, we'd only see that misogyny during the financial audit, and then in his personal life, we'd see him actually respect women. And yet, that's not what we see. Because after Caleb went online to complain about how a woman got him banned from dating apps, the woman in question told her side of the story on Reddit. And the date she described was icky. Because the original post is pretty long, I'm gonna skim through it, but we'll post a link to it in the description for those who want to read the full thing. So, it all starts when she matched with the poop cloud that is Caleb Hammer. We were supposed to go out to eat where we met, but it was an early time for dinner, so he asked if I wanted to hang out at his place for a little bit before dinner. I was definitely apprehensive about this as I literally just met him, but he said he lived really close by and wasn't looking to hook up, just to hang out for a bit until we got hungry. So I agreed. This changed very quickly when we started driving. Put his hand on my upper thigh and I quickly pushed it off and said, I'm not ready for that.
He said, "Oh, sorry, you're just so attractive. Whatever."
And I said, it's okay. A couple minutes later, he put his hand back and I said, what are you doing? I had literally just told him no. And he said,
"Oh, I thought you said it was okay."
so then I had to clarify that it was okay that it had happened. happened, not that I was okay with it. At that point, I started getting really nervous and realizing I didn't really know anything about the person I was in the car with, but I didn't want to overreact, and maybe he really had just misunderstood my very clearly stated physical boundaries. Mind you, he had said he lived really close by. It ended up being 30 minutes away. Each of these things isn't like the end of the world, but together all these red flags were making me nervous. We initially were gonna watch TV, but we couldn't because the couch was covered with a sticky substance. I don't know what it was, but it was all over the entire couch, and he blamed the dog walker, but like I said, I have no idea. After, he asked me if I wanted to take a tour of the house, and I said, yeah, sure, whatever. I was already trying to stay calm. So the tour ends in his bathroom, where he asked me to take a bath in front of him. Like, straight up as if that's a normal thing. At this point, I was full on fucking scared shitless. And I said, no, I don't want to take a bath. And basically ran around him out of the bathroom and into the kitchen. He followed me out and was like,
I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that, but okay.
He then walked up behind me and started massaging my shoulders and was like,
Well, why don't I give you a massage since you've never gotten one before? Yeah, let me grab my oil.
I started thinking about the couch being all covered in oil, and I looked to the side of me and there was a camera pointed towards where we were and the couch, and internally I was like, oh fuck. So I moved away from him, went to the other side of the island, and said, you're making me really uncomfortable right now. And he was like, no,
Why would you say that?
and then basically berating me, saying like,
Why did you even come here?
as if I had come up with the idea. Then Caleb randomly started asking her,
Are you sexual? Are you a sexual person?
he asked those both over and over.
Ladies, romance is alive and well at Househammer, and it's damp.
In response to this woman, Caleb had another one of his hysterical meltdowns.
She tried to make it sound like I fucking raped her for trying to put my hand on her
Hey
leg.
dipshit, she never said assault. She just said you were creepy. Are you tired of sexy romance? Then you need Caleb Hammer's romance manual. In it, you'll find his 2 easy steps. Step 1, scream at a woman about her credit card debt. Step 2, follow up later with,
Are you sexual?
and somehow it gets weirder because another Reddit story that surfaced came from someone who claimed to be Caleb's ex-roommate. And according to his story, when Caleb moved out, the roommate found Caleb's shower covered in poop. Poop! Now at this point you might be thinking, alright, this was posted on a snark page, there's no way to verify that this person even knew Caleb, let alone actually be his ex-roommate, except this dumbass actually verified it himself.
My favorite thing that I've witnessed is someone saying that I smeared poop all over my junior year college apartment. I'm not going to name the guy. He was my actual roommate. My PR found he is my actual roommate. It's kind of funny, but he says that I smeared, like, what is he getting out of this? I really don't know.
Bye Caleb, bye, it was great having you here. Ah, what a guy. Why? And unfortunately, Caleb's behavior doesn't just stop at being creepy, misogynistic, or like poop adjacent. It gets like even worse. Screenshots from a group chat from when Caleb was 23 resurfaced, showing Caleb making sexual comments about literal children. Again, normally in a situation like this, you'd say, listen, there's no way to verify these screenshots. Nobody even has.
The thing they think bothers me is when when I make jokes. A bunch of jokes with other people making a bunch of rage-baiting jokes in a group chat from like a decade ago. And they think that bothers me. And it's like,
Oh wait, maybe the damn Cheeto's grown since then. Perhaps he's taken some personal accountability.
I'm surprised he hasn't even criticized me about my 10-year-old group chat yet. Because that's like, I made really saucy jokes. By the way, the same fucking jokes we make right now. I don't know why they think it's crazy.
I know this isn't the most important thing here, but like, who the fuck says saucy? Dad? Now, another accusation that Caleb spent a lot of time responding to during the live stream was racism. So how did he handle that? Well, first,
I don't want to play the black friend game.
oh, then don't?
Robert, am I racist?
This fucking. Oh, and in that same live stream where he was defending himself against being racist, Caleb repeatedly played a German marching song from the 1930s that's famously associated with a certain mustache regime.
I should have done better, and I will do better, I promise. I really do. I really do. Psych, I guess I'm full. What are we on? What are we on? The 10th Reich at this point?
Yeah.
I get this is me according to fucking D'Angelo, the moral police.
You know, for comedy. And as a side note, this actually happened a lot in the live stream. For example, while defending himself against being ableist, Caleb insisted that he only says the R word for entertainment purposes while he's on Financial Audit.
Do I actually talk to people like that? No. This is a show. Do you know what shows are?
And then immediately started calling D'Angelo the R word while not on Financial Audit.
That's our channel, you retard. You're fucking retarded. Like, we have a no cards allowed policy in chat. You're breaking it.
But before we continue to Racism Mountain, one more stop. This is Matt. He's a former guest and a project manager, and early in the video, he mentions that he's on the spectrum. I watched the full video. He's just a nice guy. There's even comments from people who know him in real life saying the same thing. And wait, I have to show you this.
What do you got there?
A book.
Did you bring a book material for, is it financial notes?
No. Well, I do have financial notes, but yeah, that's just a math book.
Math book?
Modern approximation theory, yeah.
Sure.
He brought an emotional support math book. And this is the thumbnail and title he was given. But going back to racism, let's look at how Caleb spoke to a Latina guest on Financial Audit. At this point, he already knew she obviously needed help with financial literacy, but she had a full-time stable job, she made about $90K a year, and she owned property. So compared to his usual guests, she was actually kind of put together. And these are the cute little assumptions he made about her.
You look like you're probably a mother of like 7 with multiple dads, right?
That's horrible. No, I don't have any children.
You look and smell like it.
What does that even mean? How does one look like, and how does one smell like a mother?
Whatever you're wearing smells like it's trying to cover up last night's alcohol and this morning's cigarette.
I don't put cigarettes, and I also am not wearing any perfume. Yes, you are. You're wearing something. Maybe it's your deodorant then. Maybe it's my hair cream for my curls. Yeah, it might be the cream you put in your hair, yes. Yeah, that's it. I don't wear perfume. So it smells like baby mama. Like career baby mama. Oh, okay, but you're not. Okay, I was asking.
Was that a question?
Yes.
I don't think that was a question.
It was a question
It was
based
more
on
like an
the
assumption
Well, yeah. I
than
mean,
a
I was
question.
asking if my assumption was correct because everyone I know that resembles this.
What do you mean this?
You. That looks like you and smells like you.
A few moments later.
Yeah, but you also seem like, again, someone with like 50 like men that have birthed children inside of you.
That's so weird of you to say that.
More moments later.
Smell your hair and you'll get it.
Yeah.
Again, it is the smell
Smells
that,
like shampoo.
that whores wear when they're covering up from the cigarette in the morning.
I have a gift for you. Happy birthday.
You look like a giant man baby, but I mean, like.
Man, baby, I don't. Man, baby, I don't.
Focus, Lorena. All right, I'm here with you. Caleb's team insists that his guest vetting process is very extensive, meaning they know exactly who's coming on their show. So knowing that, here's who they brought on the show just a few months ago.
Well, we hate illegals, but my husband suggested smuggling them, and so now we've got to figure this out. He's kind of the weirdest person you'll ever meet.
Well, answer me this. How often do you drop the hard R?
The hard R?
Oh, you know the hard R.
Jokes or what? What is the hard R?
The N-word.
Oh, all the time, like on the daily. He is one. Well, I hate black people, but my husband's black.
At this point, Nosferatu could walk in with a sack of drained villagers and Caleb would be like, the retention on this video is gonna be crazy. And what's funny is that even though D'Angelo never brought up this guest during any of his videos, Caleb brought her up during his live stream to pre-defend himself. And he claimed that he wasn't laughing with her, he was laughing at her. Really?
Once you know someone's like a dreamer, do you like just let them drown?
Because it looks less like mockery and more like you were tossing her alley-oop after alley-oop. But wait, Caleb's team didn't just say that we should watch full episodes to get the full context. They also said...
And if he was a true investigator, he would pay the $10 to get Hammer Elite, get it refunded because it's free this month. Yep. But then he would go watch a BTS where we now...
Okay, let's do that. I mean, I may be wrong.
ICE has really big sign-on bonuses right now.
Now hiring Protect Our Nation. I love it. You can, and this will be so much fun for you. You just get to drop them. Why don't you do that?
I don't know.
It aligns with everything you love.
Now here is the very big problem with Caleb. I know, after all of that, Caleb wants to exist in two completely different worlds at the same time. On one hand, Caleb insists that Financial Audit is just a reality show.
I have said I am Caleb Springer and this is reality TV slop.
Which is very convenient when he's screaming slurs at people. But on the other hand, he also presents himself as a financial authority worthy of being taken seriously. So he wants to be able to post stuff like this.
I am a fire protection engineer.
Are you sure you're not a banker?
But also look like a legitimate finance baron that you can trust with your money, have an expensive-ass finance app, be treated like a financial expert on national television, and then there's this, Front Page, a whole separate channel where he suddenly talks about international politics, the US economy, and why entire regions are poor. And he calls these documentaries. This channel has only been active for 2 months, and he's already uploaded 31 videos. They're clearly mass-produced, but that's not the point. The point is he keeps positioning himself as someone you should take seriously. And when you try to be slop and a voice of authority at the same time, you don't balance out. You become a very specific kind of hybrid. Caleb wants the authority of a financial expert, but the immunity of a clown. And that's why Caleb isn't actually like a Jerry Springer. No one watched a marathon of Jerry Springer and walked away thinking they understood the American working class. But with Caleb, they do. Just look at what baby Ben Shapiro had to say about Caleb's content.
What he really exposes, time and time again, is how corrupt and abused our subsidized systems are here in America. Somebody else said, how do people not become conservative/Republican after watching all of these videos? He is exposing something deeper than just bad, idiotic personal choices. He is exposing the system that enables and supports them.
When your content starts getting used as evidence that poor people are only poor because they're irresponsible, that society's safety nets are overwhelmingly abused, and that welfare programs should be cut, You're not just making internet reality slop, you're making political ammunition. And when your content starts influencing how people think about policy, people start treating you like a serious voice in politics. I mean, he's so worthy of being taken seriously that he got to interview the governor of Michigan. And because he was able to get an interview like this, he gets to present himself as an even more legitimate voice on real issues. But because he still makes reality TV slop, this is the clickbaity thumbnail he used. I watched the full video. There was no welfare scam, but the thumbnail implies that there was. And thumbnails are what travel, not nuance. And when that's what millions of people see, it stops being harmless and starts functioning like propaganda. Now, do I think Caleb is some criminal mastermind intentionally trying to create propaganda? No, I think he's too stupid for that. I think he's chasing money, and he's figured out that if you present yourself as a voice of authority and pair that with outrage, there's a massive audience for it and lots of money. And we've already seen exactly where that leads. It's the same formula that built Fox News, a network that presented itself as a voice of authority while pushing narratives that were great for ratings, but were objectively untrue.
Ma'am, could you just pull ahead and grab your food, please?
So no, Caleb, I'm not mad or offended on behalf of people who consented to be on your show. I'm grossed out by you and your slicky couch.
Caleb, I love you. Why is our love not enough for you?
You know what? Instead of creepily asking women to take baths with you, how about you and the couch just like go take a bath? You look slimy every time I see you. And for the ghouls and gays, please don't encourage this sweaty Gerber baby man. He's normalizing punching down while calling it comedic insight. He's gonna keep being successful with it. History has shown that audiences love slop, but it's gross and it's gonna negatively impact culture. I'm gonna call it there, ghouls and gays. Thank you so much for watching. Obviously my channel's way bigger than Caleb's, but I really wanna keep it that way, so please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Caleb, go take that bath.